Hi there, I'm Suzanne, and thank you for watching or listening to this. And if you like it or it's useful, please subscribe and share with a loved one, someone that you feel would find it useful. So video, today's talk is all about being human can be hard. Being human is hard at times. We are very intelligent creatures. We are complex. We have lots of emotions. We can recall things from the past. We can imagine things in the future. We are social beings, so we're around other people lots with their own thoughts, feelings, intelligence, complexities, emotions. We have responsibilities as humans. Even from young now to the end of this journey, we have things we need to do, maybe work or maybe earn money, or you're a parent, or you're in a role or a position of responsibility in any way, shape or form. So it makes being human hard at times, makes being human uh, possibly a struggle at times. So this is where the part gets confusing. So therefore, you're an alien, you landed on planet Earth, and you heard this, you would just assume that humans would then be very kind to themselves, gentle on themselves, give themselves some space, because it is so complex to be this creature, this animal. But in fact, we are not. We are hard on ourselves. We have very harsh self-talk. Lots of people I've coached or taught, myself included in the past, have really harsh self-talk, critical and unkind and unsupportive in any way, shape or form. We compare ourselves to other people unfavorably. They are doing that. They have more. If they can do it, why can't I? Why aren't I doing like this person, those people, that group? We criticize ourselves. We are hard on ourselves. We find fault in the things we do. And this is a little bit to do with our wiring for looking for danger in the past many, many moons ago. And we're critical and we're looking for the risk. But this is not so good when it comes to ourselves. When we're criticizing ourselves, when we're hard on ourselves, maybe the way we look, what we act, what we do, what we're not doing, we judge ourselves harshly. We can judge others too, which can make us feel hard done by, can make us feel even more of a struggle. It makes being a human even more of a struggle. And this is stuff that we just accept and we feel, well, this is normal. Just got to get on with it. And I've just got to, this is what it is. Again, let's go back to that alien that's come down to planet Earth, this beautiful little being who says it could be easier. It could be easier to be this human being that you are. Why can't you change the way you interact with yourself, the way you look after yourself, so that you have more space, more capacity, more levels of tolerance, more joy, so that being a human becomes easier and more joyful and more wonderful, because we are wonderfully awesome, incredible animals, beings, and we deserve to feel better. We deserve our journey to be easier. We deserve it to be less of a struggle. We deserve it to be gentler and more joyful and more kind. And this is not selfish, because when we are kind to ourselves, we naturally are kinder to others. When we've got more joy in our journey, we naturally spill that joy over. It's like dropping a pebble into some water and that ripples. So if we're dropping goodness in and kindness and space and compassion and positive self-talk and gentleness, then that ripple that spreads out from us is going to be a beautiful one. And anybody who's touched by that ripple is going to feel it too. So it is far from selfish. It's in fact a really selfless thing to do when we start looking after this human who is a complex being, living in a complex world. They deserve a break. So that's what we're going to look at now. How do we make it easier? How can we make it less hard, less difficult to be a human on this planet right now? Well, we can start changing the way we speak to ourselves, because this voice in our head, Michael Singer in the Tethered Soul talks about this constant voice in our head that is always thinking, always labeling, always judging, always interacting. If we can make this voice gentler, if we can say things like, yeah, you did well, you had a go today, that's enough, you're enough. If it can soften and change itself, I mean, I could cover this in a video entirely, because there's lots of scope there for self-talk, which I probably will in the future. But if you can start listening to the way you're speaking to yourself, and let this being that you will have a break, because you wouldn't speak to other people the way you speak to yourself sometimes. And because you know that that would hurt people and it would be hard for them and it would make their lives more complex, it's exactly the same with you. So we're going to soften our self-talk. That'd be a really, really good thing to do. Stop comparing yourself to others. Nobody on this planet is the same. Nobody has the same backstory, the same composition, the same you-ness as you. So you can't compare yourself to anybody in this world, especially unfavorably. So you are unique and you are you. And we're all part of this big, amazing human team. But don't compare yourself to the person down the road, the person that's doing the thing you're doing. Stay in your zone and be kind to you and big yourself up. Be your own cheerleader. That make being a human far easier, far less complex, far less of a struggle. Be compassionate with yourself. Yeah, you made that mistake. I see. Let's learn from it. Instead of being hard, critiquing, well, that's it, giving up, be gentle with yourself. Give yourself space. Something I'll say to my clients all the time is we need space every day as humans. Space is just us. It could be something as simple as reading your favorite book, going for a walk, meditating. It could be just listening to your favorite piece of music on your own, giving yourself some space. Some space away from the complexities, away from the hard stuff, so that you can rebalance. And then you've got space. You can step back into it with more lightness, with more gentleness, with more compassion for yourself and everybody else. Look after you, add more self-care. Care for this being that you are. Care for this being. Look after them. What do they need? What do you need? Do you need a hot bubble bath? Do you like listening to that music? Do you like watching those box sets? Do you like, I don't know. But if it feels that you're caring for yourself, then that's a really good thing. It makes being a human easier, more joyful, more fun, more human. Think about how you would treat someone you love and then bring that back to you, because you are also someone you love. You may not believe that right now, but you deserve to be looked after and loved and spoken to with kindness. So I suppose making this human journey less difficult and complex, because it is, because we are so complex. Let's give ourselves grace. Let's give ourselves the grace that we give to other people, the kindness, the compassion, the gentleness, the understanding, the forgiveness. That's a big one too. Forgiveness, learning and growing and being grateful for this being that you are, this human that you are, saying nice things like, I'm really grateful that you're strong. I'm really grateful that today you did that. I'm really grateful that you had that walk today. You needed it. You start bringing kindness into being a human, because being a human is the most awesome thing, I believe. It shouldn't be as hard. We need gentleness, because it's a big journey and we want this journey to be gentler. We want to feel like we're holding our own hand on the way. We're giving ourselves a hug. We're being gentle. We're our best mate, and we're saying kind things, and we're saying lovely things, and we're saying joyful things that makes getting up a bit easier, that makes going to work a bit easier, or one of the roles you have, or healing easier, or growing easier, or learning easier. It makes it easier when we are kind to ourselves. It makes it easier when we're compassionate with ourselves. So yes, being human can be hard, and it's okay to say that. It can be, it is. And there's times it's really hard, times when it's a bit easier. But what makes the whole journey easier is being kind to this being that you are, dropping that beautiful pebble of kindness and love and compassion into the lake, and then letting you, the best, most beautiful version of you, ripple out into this world, because that's what the world needs right now. It needs that kindness and compassion and love and gentleness, and you need it too. And it starts with you. starts with your pebble. So have a little reflect. And if anything here has inspired you, have a reflect. Where can I make it more gentler and kinder and easier for myself? How can I make being human easier, more joyful? Because that's going to help everyone, particularly you. And I really hope that's useful, that we do need to give ourselves a break. We don't need to make it any harder than it is, because it can be hard enough. So be gentle, be kind with yourself, show yourself some love, and make being a human a bit easier, or maybe a lot easier. That would be super cool. And thank you for listening. I really appreciate it. And if you love it, please subscribe or please follow so that you can hear more like this and share them with those you love. Look after you. The world needs you to be the brightest version of you, and you deserve it too. From me to you, sending love for the journey. Thank you.